Tigres! Let's go Tigers! We are heading into the final regular season homestand for our Detroit Tigers as they take on the Atlanta Braves. But that's not the only thing that they're celebrating. This weekend is also their Fiesta Tigres celebration, and here to share all the details into the fun giveaways like this hat and what we can expect is Carlos, part of the Tigers Spanish broadcasting team. Welcome into Studio 10.
Nicole, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We are big Tigers fans here in mid-Michigan, and they need a lot of support now more than ever. But today kicks off that 20th annual Fiesta. So what is the motivation to have this packed event year after year?
And of course, we're celebrating everyone in the community down here, which is great because down here in Detroit metro area, and of course in over there, everybody's around and everybody's more than welcome down here. And we have a special weekend for the Latinos because, of course, baseball is mostly USA, Canadian, and, of course, Latin Americans. And given that the impact they have had in the sport, we're celebrating all of them. And we have a bunch of guys from Latin America down here in our roster.
Yes, and we love having those celebrations and, of course, representation. So let's dive into some of that pregame and in-game tributes that we can expect now until Sunday. What's on this lineup?
Of course, on Friday, Friday and Saturday, we're going to have music, live music, dancers on the field. We'll have music in the main concourse. Of course, the concession stand with Latin American food. Who doesn't like a taco? Who doesn't like an arepa? And of course, they'll be here. So if your audience and our fans come to Comerica Park, I invite you to come enjoy the game and also take a walk around the main concourse to see everything that's happening around the ballpark. That is going to be great. We will be distributing more than 2,000 complimentary game tickets to local organizations that help the Latin American community down here. On Friday, this is pretty cool. We'll have a Q&A session with our honoree for this weekend, Aníbal Sanchez, former Detroit Tigers pitcher. He's going to have a Q&A with yours truly, starting at 5:15. And Aníbal will be signing autographs on Saturday. Don't forget the game on Saturday is at 1:10, so everybody should be arriving early to have the chance to get an autograph ball or anything from the great Aníbal Sanchez.
Wow, now that is quite the rundown, and it will be so much fun to talk with him. Do you have any questions that you're dying to ask?
Not yet, but one of the things I want to ask him is about the 19 strikeouts game. And how was for him as a Latino and also a member of a great group of Tigers which were in the playoffs to be joining with Justin Verlander, with Matt Scherzer, Miguel Cabrera, and all those guys who were like, I don't know how the rest of the teams face those guys because they're so intimidating just by reading the roster. He was part of that. And he was maybe not the most impactful name, but he was one of the most impactful on the field.
Yeah, and those players are really the ones that make all the difference, in my opinion. But you mentioned that fans should head to Comerica early for lots of opportunities. One of those being getting this hat, right? This is the giveaway?
Of course, the rope hat that we're going to distribute it on Saturday for the first group of people to arrive. So that's, again, I insist, arrive early. Gates open at 11 on Saturday. So you can have the rope hat for Fiesta Tigres, which says Vamos Tigres, that you just showed. It's going to be a cool one. Looking forward to convince people around me next door to give me one of those, but I cannot wait.
Well, you definitely must need to get yourself a hat too, Carlos. But from your perspective, what do you truly love most about this weekend and seeing that representation and that great response from fans?
It's great, and the response from the community has been great. They're always reaching out to make comments about the Spanish broadcast, about our players, say Gleyber, say Rafael Montero, say Keider Montero, say Javier Baez, and of course they follow us on social media at Tigres de Detroit, and we have had a great big growth since we started pushing because of course there was a need for the Latin American fan base, home and abroad. To follow the Tigers, and of course we are giving them back information and giving them all that access so they can come and enjoy the baseball with the Tigers out here.
Yeah, I'm really glad that it's evolved over the years. We got to keep it going. It sounds truly like a fiesta. But since I have you, Carlos, I have one more quick question to ask you. Because while the Tigers team as a whole are still up 3.5 games in the ALC, but Cleveland is closing in on that gap. What message do you have for fans so they keep on believing in this team?
We need the support of everybody, both here and away. We need the good words and the push for those guys who are doing their best on the field, coming out of the struggle situations, enjoying the best moments. So we need just a last push, and they're excited, looking forward to win games, go back in the winning track. And it takes day by day, but these guys are built different. These guys are great.
Yes, well, amen to that. Thank you so much. I couldn't have said it better myself, but thank you, Carlos. And of course, let's go Tigers.